In Horizons, you've been learning about some of the ways that people are inhumane to others, ways that people are oppressed, dishonored, and dehumanized. From an English perspective, one of the ways that this happens is through texts, through spoken, written, and visual communication that's designed to persuade or shift our beliefs. We've talked about worldview, ideology, and values. There is no such thing as a valueless text. No text is neutral. Every text reflects a worldview and contains underlying values. Sometimes this is really obvious, like in propaganda. So to start off today's lesson, we're going to look at a German children's story from the 1930s. It's called The Poisonous Mushroom. Now, I know you've been learning about Nazi Germany, so you can probably already have some thoughts about what this picture book might be like. Let's start by looking at it a little bit together, and then I'm going to set you off to think it through a bit more for yourself. So here's the front cover of this German picture book from the 1930s. Certainly not a contemporary German picture book. And as I said, it's called The Poisonous Mushroom. Let me go through the first 2 pages of it with you. Here's the first page. You can see here a German boy asking his mother if the mushroom he has found is good to eat. She warns him that while some mushrooms look normal, they're actually poisonous. And she says it is similar with people. She asks him, "Do you know which people are poisonous in our society?" So that's the first page. In school, the class is taught ways that they can identify poisonous people. The boy is learning that Jews have noses shaped like the number 6, that they are fat with beady eyes, and that they can be identified by the Star of David. They're the first 2 pages to get you started to see the ideas that are presented to children in this book. I want you to keep going through the book and choose 2 pages for yourself. 2 pages that stand out to you, that you're interested in thinking through a little bit more. Some are easier, some are more difficult. What I want you to do is select 2 pages, and then I want you to analyze the images on those pages. And just based on the pictures, right? These pictures that children would be seeing, what do the pictures tell you about Jews? If this was the single story you were getting about Jews, what interpretation, what values would you be persuaded to take on about Jewish people? If you'd like to read a little bit more, get a little bit more of an understanding of what this story is about, I've got a link here with a partial synopsis and translation that might help you. For example, this picture might be a bit confusing to you at first. It's in a doctor's office, which is a bit of a hint. So yeah, I encourage you to read that to help you gain a bit of a deeper understanding. Okay, now remember, you are analyzing images. So like always, I want you to be specific in looking at the visual elements of these drawings and say, how do you know what's being conveyed through those visual elements? What visual elements are being used to convey to the audience? That's the task. And through that, I hope you'll start to think about how do texts present values. Finish that task off, and then we'll continue with the lesson.